any meeting today?
Well, Brenda, as far as we are concerned, yesterday at a press conference, KNUT Secretary General Wilson Sossion informed us that he had obtained court orders suspending today's meeting until further notice. And so today in the morning, the various executive officials from various branches of KNUT assembled here, and by the time we got here, already the doors that had been closed by Sossion himself last evening had been broken. And so as we are here, the officials from various branches are already here, but what we are not so sure is whether that meeting is going to take place, because already there is a court order in place suspending the same meeting. And remember, one of the key agendas of the meeting was to discuss and effect the ouster of Wilson Sossion for what teachers are claiming that he's no longer a teacher, and so he has no mandate nor any moral authority to represent him. And so maybe to get exactly what is going on and what we expect even as the day progresses, we'll be joined by some of the officials who are going to tell us exactly what is going on. Karibu sana to KT News, and we know today you are supposed to have a meeting, but yesterday the same meeting was suspended following a court order that was issued by Judge Byram Ongaya. So what's going on?
Allow me to say that you are hearing that there is a court order. We're also hearing the same. When you look at the doors here, nothing shows that there is indeed a court order. So we've not seen any. And I want to believe that the people who were served, if they were served, there is the due process. This is how they're supposed to be served. And so I want to highly doubt that these orders were served. And if they were served, then someone is trying to be funny. Someone maybe wants some people to suffer, because I don't think anyone has seen those orders except in the social media. Yeah.
And so one of the key issues was that by yesterday there was a memo that had been circulated by the Secretary General informing workers that this office will remain closed for some time. What happened? We came here and we found the office open. How did it happen that the office ended up being open?
Normally offices are open at 8. I don't know who opened, but there's no holiday. There's no holiday. I expect workers to be around here. We pay them. They pay us. This office is operated by teachers, and teachers have not decided to close their offices. So whomever closed is only closed it verbally, and therefore that does not hold any water.
You want Wilson Sossion out. Why?
We do not want Wilson Sossion out. We want due process to be followed. We want the law to be followed. He is not a registered teacher. He's a deregistered teacher. So this is an organization for registered teachers. Once he gets admitted back, if he appeals against that and he gets registered, then we are ready to work with him. After all, what we want adherence. We want people to adhere to the rule of law, which I believe he's not ready to follow.
And one of the issues we've been told is that between the month of July up to now, TSC decided to expunge teachers belonging to KNUT from the benefits they were supposed to have received based on the 2017-2021 CBA. Are you among the affected teachers? And there's also talk that the narrative is remove Sossion and get back your dues. How do you debunk the discussion, and what is the true position of everything?
I would say that's very unfortunate. Indeed, some teachers have lost their benefits. But I think Teacher Service Commission interpreted the court order, the ruling, in their own way. Why is it that KNUT has not gone to court to seek the same for its members? So we think that someone misadvised Sossion, and that is why teachers are suffering. Otherwise, he should have gone to court to seek interpretation of the same judgment. He has not gone. We've not had him here go. So it's a problem of our own making. It's a problem of KNUT's making. Yeah.
So what next for Sossion and KNUT at large?
Well, Sossion has a job. Most of us have not been paid for the last 2 months. He has a job. We don't have a job. So he should be thinking about us. We should not be thinking about him. Yeah.
So do we take it that the meeting will go on and the agenda will be executed? And apart from the main agenda, we've been told the discussion revolving around Sossion's eligibility to lead you. What other matters are you supposed to discuss today?
Well, I'm not a member of the NEC, but I would say I highly doubt if these people have been served. I don't know what agendas they have, but basically the agendas touch on issues affecting our teachers, most of which have been actually in the public limelight. A lack of remittance of union dues, disparity in salaries and remuneration and all these things, everything affecting teachers, you know. So for the very first time, we shall have a meeting discussing teachers' issues, not side issues with the government, not side issues with the Teacher Service Commission. Teachers now can be sure that their issues are going to be addressed.
Thank you. Brenda, maybe just before I hand over back to you, please tell us your name, and are you worried that the ongoing tussle between TSC and KNUT will lead to mass exodus of teachers from KNUT?
Definitely, this drama, the teachers are not comfortable, and that is why we are here to salvage our union. The teachers are patient. We know what KNUT has done to the teachers of this country. We know where the problem is. That's why we have come. We want the problem fixed, and our teachers will stay put.
How do you describe Sossion's leadership?
High-heartedness, arrogant, and very unfortunate that he has brought this union to where it is up to now. My brother, did you see how Sossion addressed the nation yesterday in the parliament alone? And the guy was just fuming like a cattle rustler. So these are things that when you undergo a teacher's training college, those are inborn traits that are normally eliminated when you are undergoing training as a teacher. You don't use emotions. It was very unfortunate that Sossion was able to speak the way he spoke. Now, he said, people have been paid to remove him. Who paid us to put him where he was? Who paid us? Nobody. Who paid us to put Sossion there? It is us. Is he clever than the 250,000 teachers? The National Executive Council is not with him. The steering is not with the Sossion. The teachers are not with the Sossion. Teacher Service Commission is not in agreement with Sossion. Ministry of Labor is not in agreement with Sossion. The courts are not in agreement with Sossion. Let him stay in the parliament. He's very lucky. We elevated him to a level whereby he was seen by the political elites and he was nominated to parliament. I think he has to leave this union appreciating what teachers have done for him. KNUT is a professional body, not a political party. And I think because now he's in the parliament, sometimes he wanted to handle this union as if it is a political party. That's why you can see he's doing some drama here. Today is a working day. I'm a teacher. Teachers travel all over this country, and when they come here, and when teachers travel to the city, they come here to be served. So when you close this office, how will teachers be served? It was unfortunate that he had to close this office. But I'm happy I found the doors are open. We are serving. Teachers cannot cause chaos. This is our building. This is our property. We are here. We are a law-abiding citizen. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Brenda, I don't know how much time I still have, but definitely we'll be coming back to you in a short while just to continue relaying live what is going on here. But perhaps before maybe we finish up completely, let's get some more from these other teachers who are here for you. Just what is it that you want to say?
I want to address an issue which has become...
Hold it.
I want to address an issue which has become a very big problem, and this is about the teachers who were interdicted because of CBC. In my branch, I'm the chairman, Kibwezi. We were 7 officials who were interdicted because of being misguided. And we are very apologetic to the TSC. And since we have gone through the due process, we are requesting TSC to reinstate us. And more so, we have other places where teachers were interdicted, like Kajiado, we have Machakos, we have Bugoma, we have Kilifi, totaling Kakamega, totaling to 280. And this was caused as a result of being miscommunicated. And that's the reason why most of us were affected, me inclusive. So I'm the chairman of Kibwezi, being a victim, and I'm actually pleading and requesting the TSC, Teacher Service Commission, to consider our plea and reinstate it to our back. Because we have about 4 months we have not been paid. The dues has been not actually, or not, for the last 2 months, most of the KNUT officials are not paid. And this is as a result because there is no good common understanding between the Teacher Service Commission and the Kenya National Union of Teachers. So we are here in Kali as the KNUT officials and also the members, the teachers of this country, to want this stalemate to end once and for all. We are waiting the NEC because they have told us they are in the meeting and the steering to give way forward. And our position is very simple. We want the KNUT to be to give its glory because it is as old as 62 years and we don't want it to be finished by one individual. So we want a common understanding between the Teacher Service Commission and also the ministry and also the law and the president of this country should be respected by everybody.
So do you believe KNUT's problems and teachers' issues largely rest with Sossion?
Of course, it seems that there is no common understanding between its leadership, common understanding between the NEC and also the steering. Because according to our own thinking and according to what we hear from them, he is actually operating as one-man show and giving directives alone. Yeah, that is my position.
Originally, there were claims that the reason as to why teachers looked so much opposed to Sossion's leadership was that he was having two jobs. He was in Parliament he was also serving as the Secretary General. Is still that part of what is going on, or matters have even escalated from where they were when the argument was between him being either a politician or remain being the Secretary General? Are we still there or things have changed?
About?
Do you still hold to the view that Sossion's continued being in Parliament at the same time serving as the Secretary General affects the teachers' union negatively?
I think the constitutional is very clear. The constitutional is very clear. In fact, we don't want our position is very simple. The constitutional is very clear, and if this man could have heard about the other leaders they are together, then this thing could have ended a long time ago. And we are not against him, but there is what we call dual process. The NEC and the steering, they are the supreme organ that gives us direction. And of course, we are urging that there was some time we were caught by National Advisory Council at Hilton Hotel, and we advised that the KNUT brass, that is the top organ, should go and do handshake with the president and also the Teacher Service Commission, so that these problems should not escalate. And that time is the time when the teachers were interdicted. Now we have come to the scenario whereby 2% is not there, CBA is not put into consideration. So the union KNUT is for us, not for everyone. And we want to leave KNUT strong forever, because KNUT is ni baba na mama, and it's the strongest union in the oldest and the strongest unions that has put the teachers to that far, even during the era of Ambrose and Adongo and others.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please tell us your name and how do you anticipate the day to end today?
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Daniel Wambua. I'm the KNUT Executive Secretary, Zaowe branch, the County Secretary Makueni. The day has started well, and I can see that the day is going to end well, with the resolutions that are going to be made by the National Executive Council to the effect that the affairs of this union will be run professionally. They are going to be done as per the union constitution, not by the decisions of one individual.
So, do you think the agenda of today will be fully executed?
Absolutely. There is no reason whatsoever why today's agenda cannot be executed, because we have all structures in place. The national steering is there, the National Executive Council is there, and these are the bodies, the organs of the union that are mandated to execute the business of KNUT. Even the Secretary General himself draws his powers from the authority of the National Executive Council. He doesn't have powers of his own. It is the resolutions, the policies that are grown by the National Executive Council that he should advance and propagate. Yes.
Thank you very much. Well, Brenda, finally, let's finish with Nyeru. Remember, this meeting bring together various executive secretaries from various executive branches, and so we are finishing up with this not executive secretary from Nyeri. And karibu sana, tell us your name and at what time did you get here?
Yeah, my name is Mathenga Wajau. I am the NUT Executive Secretary Nyeri. We got here with a very big delegation from Nyeri of about 40 people, and we got here at around 7:30. We were here by 7:30 because we want to redeem this union. And as you can see, this union was created about 62 years ago, and it took the blood of men and women to create this union. And we cannot allow this union to be killed or murdered by only one man. So today we came here in support of the National Executive Council because we want to tell Sossion that his time is over, because he has led this union with a lot of impunity, and that is where we are here, because we want to support the NEC in their call to make sure that Sossion is out of this union. And I would like to advise him that leadership is a matter of understanding. You must understand that there are other people who are behind you who can also lead this particular union. And as is being alluded to by my colleagues here, you saw the arrogance last night in that TV press conference that was there. And that is the arrogance that the teachers of this country really loathe. We want to see a Secretary General, a leader of this union, who is able to listen, who is ready to do things according to the laid down constitutional provisions. And today, we are in support of the NEC. What they are doing today is very constitutional. It is within the NUT, the provisions of the NUT Constitution. And we demand that the earlier he goes, the better. And we make sure that he goes today.
Now, Sossion argues that he was elected by teachers during a national delegates conference. And so whoever wants to remove him from where he is must follow due process. And due process, according to him, is again to wait for the annual delegates conference to effect the process so that now he can be removed from where he is. What is your argument?
That is a very dishonest explanation of this particular issue. We agree, yes, he was elected by the delegates from all over this country. But there's a provision in the NUT Constitution where the members of the NEC can remove him from this position. There's also a provision where I was also elected by teachers from Nyeri, but there's a provision in our constitution that says that the BC members have a right to throw me out of this particular position. So let him be advised that we read the constitution and we know its provisions. The provisions of the NUT Constitution provides that the NEC can sit and dismiss him as an SG.
And you can't go to parliament politically.
Previously, Karibu Sana, previously there have been attempts to remove Sossion. Remember, this is not the first time. But now, I don't know how it ended. Again, we are here.
Yeah.
So even as you tell us your name, give us the hope you have and where you are drawing your strength and belief that this time round you will succeed in ensuring that Sossion leaves office.
Okay, thank you. First, I'm the chairman of Kenya National Union of Teachers, Nairobi branch. And I have come here because the teachers are here today from various parts of the country. And they are coming because our union is not stable. Number one, the teachers' regulation is very clear. The TSC regulation is very clear. And it states very well in legal matters 187, 1 and 2. Our Secretary General is a parliamentarian who should tell the Kenyans the right direction to move. 1 and 2 says, if I intend to go for politics, number one, I have to resign or retire. Number 2 is very serious. It says, any member who is seconded by the TSC to the trade union intends to join politics, it supports the first clause. And in the same basis, the Teachers Service Commission, the same rule that was used, that the regulations should be used in this land because it is a law. It was used very well, and the Teachers Service Commission were told to use the regulation and not policies. And the same regulation, the Teachers Service Commission went and used it again against our Secretary General. And they said this clause is also hindering you from being a Secretary General because we gave you the authority to go to the labor movement. And that authority, the number, the registration number is very important because you're a professional teacher, you have to remain with it. They went and withdrew the number because of the parliament issue. He is now a politician representing teachers in the parliament. He needs to represent the teachers' issues in the parliament. And let me tell you, my brother, in the Bible it is very clear. We have somebody known as Jonah. If you read the book of Jonah in the Bible, Jonah was supposed to go to Nineveh, was sent to God to go to Nineveh. Just the way Sossion was sent by the TSC to go to parliament as a teacher and withdraw the number to go full politics to support the teaching force in parliament.
Thank you.
Let me finish.
Come back to you. Let's hand over. We'll come back to you. We'll hand over.
No. Why? Yeah. You know, he was sent to Nineveh to go and represent teachers. He went to Joppa and they paid the ship going to Tarshish. Now the ship has gotten turbulence, storms. The KNUT has gotten turbulence because of that section of the regulation. The KNUT cannot go very far. And the Jonah is sleeping at the deck of the ship down there. The sailors are the neck. The National Executive Council members becomes the sailor to control the ship. It is not the whole crowd to control the ship in the sea. The National Executive Council is not researched by anyone to control the ship. They went to the deck and they found Jonah sleeping. And they asked Jonah, why are you sleeping? And there is a lot of storm in the teaching force in this country. Why can't you wake up and go to Nineveh to represent God there? Go to Nineveh. Nineveh is parliament. He cannot go to Tarshish. And if we want to represent the teachers, the National Executive Council members say us, the Constitution is very clear. They are the organ that stabilizes any disputes within the union. They are the people who disciplines somebody. He is not being disciplined. Sossion is not being chased by anyone. He is just told, as a Secretary General, please leave this section because it is not you in Kenya. Everybody has left. Once you enter into politics, go and represent it there, and let the National Executive Council give him a reef. He is not being thrown by anybody. He still remains a teacher. We value his work. And in fact, even the Jonah, at the time he was being thrown, people said we have to offer sacrifice. We have to offer sacrifice so that this person...
Thank you.
So that this person cannot just die for that. We as the union, we have to offer sacrifice also. We are throwing him out overboard. But we don't know the future of our Secretary General in this country. Let him also understand and not let the ship sink because of him. Turbulence are so many. We have the CBC going on in this country. We have other issues of the teachers which are supposed to be addressed. Let him give the powers of negotiation to the union to negotiate with the TSC. Like now, we are talking here. We have not been paid some of the dues because of him. The KNUT has not been paid anything. The teachers are suffering. The promotions, they are suffering. They are supposed to have been cleared by July. It is not cleared because there is no that touch with the employer.
Well, Bwana Chairman, will come back to you to explain the matter. Well, Brenda, so many issues, and teachers are crying. They're saying the ship is turbulent, and so they need to stabilize it, and the journey has to continue. For them to continue the journey, Sossion has to exit. And so they are here until at that particular time when their agenda will be executed, and they're vowing to ensure that the agenda is fully met and done to ensure that KNUT is restored back to its former position and former glory. So many issues happening here, but we will continue following up to ensure that our viewers continue to get every detail of whatever is happening here at KNUT headquarters, even as we wait to see what the National Executive Council will be communicating to us. Back to you.